What's up, guys? Want to come to you and talk to you about Iron Fist Season 2. So, literally just finished it. Um, and I really just don't know how to how to react. We'll start with the great things. Man, this season has been so much better. Um, One of the problems I had with the first season uh, was that the plot just seemed kind of patched together. Um, there was a lot of stuff just running around, and it didn't seem to have any direction. And I didn't like that. It just kind of felt directionless throughout the season, and this one was much better. This one had lots of direction. It had a purpose. The fight with Davos was excellent. Um, you know, he was just an excellent villain. Um, and so just some great things going on there. Um, and so that was great. I thought I'm not a martial artist, but I thought the action was just as good. Some people complained about the first season. I was like, well, I don't. Doesn't really bother me any. I couldn't tell any difference. Um, so um, One of the vast improvements is on the character of Danny Rand, at least on the first half of the season, and I'll talk about the second half soon. But in the first half of the season, uh, he felt a lot more like Danny Rand, like knew what his purpose was, like he was doing. He felt more at peace, which is the character of Danny Rand. He's very much a pacifist in the fact that he tries to save everybody. He only fights when he has to, and when he fights, it's really to protect others and to help others, which is one thing I love about the character. And one my biggest critique about the first season is they didn't really get the character well, in that he was constantly chasing after bad guys, and I was like, that's not Danny Rand. Like, maybe if there's somebody in trouble, he might run after a villain, but otherwise, he's kind of going at it in a way to protect people, and then the villains show up and he beats them all. and that's the Danny Rand that I like. I don't like this violent driven Danny, and they kind of play that a little bit in this one, in that he's kind of got an temper. Uh, and I thought it was good. I'll say the acting in this season was way better. I loved a lot of the subplots with Misty Knight showing up, and her and Colleen are great together. And then I liked um, some of the stuff with um, Mary and Walker. That was good. Really interesting. And then Davos. I don't know how to say his name. I watched the season and I still don't know. Uh, Davos. I don't know. He was just an excellent actor, um, and and just did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Um, some of the problems that I had with it, I will say the last 2 or 3 episodes are almost unbearable. And that's the only problem that I had with the series, the season. And what I mean by that is, I hate the plot that they had with setting up Colleen as Iron Fist. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would Danny not be the Iron Fist? Like, he's obviously the best fighter in the DC or in the Marvel universe. Well, why isn't he the Iron Fist? He is the Iron Fist. That's who Danny Rand is. He's the Iron Fist. He said it a lot of times in the first season. I'm the immortal Iron Fist. I did not like them taking that away from him and giving it to Colleen. Um, semblance of a nobody. I did like the plotting of her character getting being tied back to um, the former Iron Fist. I thought that was really neat. I probably would have been more okay with her becoming the Iron Fist if they had blood. Um, Otherwise, you're just like, yeah, Dallas might be right in that some street urchin from nowhere is becoming the Iron Fist. Like, she's never been to Kunlun. How could she then be the protector of Kunlun? It doesn't make sense. Um, at least Danny grew up in Kunlun, and that fact, you know, became worthy by fighting the dragon. She's never fought the dragon. Not that Davos had either. I'd argue that he was unworthy, even though he grew up in Kunlun because he didn't fight the dragon. Um, and so I'm interested. I will say the last 5 minutes of the last episode made me interested in the next season, in that they're going through the history of the Iron Fist. Um, but I really didn't like Danny Rand in the last 3 episodes because didn't do anything. He did had that really cool scene near the end where he took down Davos, but uh, he was such a minor role in the last battle in the last episode. I was like Colleen can't keep up with Davos. I'm sorry, she's not that good of a fighter. Um, Davos is just below Danny Rand. And Danny Rand could take her to town if he tried. Um, and now somehow I'm supposed to believe that Davos or she can beat Davos, even in a weakened state. She's also in a weakened state. Like there's no way. There's no way that she's gonna beat him. I mean, they did have the glowy fist thing that was pretty cool, but most of the time her beating him was just straight on. I was like, yeah, no, like you're a small girl, like this isn't gonna happen. Uh, uh, Add on to the fact that he was training Kunlun, like I think that people training Kunlun are obviously already better than everybody else. Now, you could argue that she was trained by her grandfather, who was descendant from Kunlun, but even still, even still, you know, I think that justifies her being as good a fighter as she is portrayed as. But I don't think she could beat Davos still, even still. I mean, Danny wipes the floor with her. I didn't really care for that. I thought really like it should have been Danny taking care of him. Even if you're going to give her the fist, um, Danny needs to be the one who takes him out, because that's the battle that we've been building up the entire season, is the two brothers fighting each other. That's the battle I want to see. I don't care about about Mary, and I don't care about Danny versus Walker. Don't give me that. Give me Iron Fist versus Davos. Like that's what I want. Don't give me Colleen, the sidekick, uh, versus the villain. It'd be like a Batman and Robin movie where Batman ends up fighting the goons and Robin takes on the Joker. Like, it makes zero sense. I mean, Robin's my favorite character, but it makes no sense for Robin to be the one fighting the Joker unless Batman is making it unless Batman is incapacitated and or otherwise unable to fight them, or Batman is making it a point to have Robin fight the Joker to train him. And I'm not saying Colleen is being trained um, by Danny, but I didn't think it made sense for her to train him. Like, what is she going to teach you? Nothing, because you are already the greatest fighter in the Marvel universe. I mean, maybe that she is teaching or helping you learn, or not learn, but helping you become your get back to normal after that tragic injury. I mean, I can understand that. Anybody can help you get back, especially if they have a rudimentary knowledge of fighting, get you back to running fit. Um, but him suddenly calling her sensei, I'm like, she's not your sensei. Like, you're her better. Um, Maybe she can help you with the emotional stuff. I mean, that makes sense, but you know, it didn't make any sense in the show at all. So I didn't know why it was like that. Um, I will say I do like her, glowy hand being white, and having the sword. I'm not sure, like, if Davos had two fists, why couldn't Iron Fist get two fists? Like, and if that's the case, if he has two, like, couldn't they both get the Iron Fist? Like, she could get the white and he can get the yellow. And then, of course, we have to ask, like, in the future, um, like, why does he have two fists and then can also glow his guns? So somehow, over just a few months, she's able to glow her sword, and he's able to glow both hands and his guns. Makes no sense. Now, I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of felt more like a cowboy thing, but I also had to think, like, wait a minute, he's the Iron Fist, and he's the greatest fighter in the Marvel universe. Why does he need guns? Like, makes zero sense. So suddenly he has his fist back, and now he needs guns. Like, maybe the guns are what's giving him power now, which also makes no sense as it comes from the dragon. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I think it's cool that they're going into, like, um, the mythos. So that's really good. I'd love to see them save Kunlun. Um, but I'm just gonna say now, like, if you don't make Danny Rand the Iron Fist again, even if you have Colleen her own Iron Fist, which I think is fine, but if they don't make Iron Fist Danny Rand again, or if they don't give him his Iron Fist back and give him both of them, I'm not going to be watching the series, because that's not Danny Rand. Danny Rand is the master of Kung Fu in the Marvel Universe, and he's the Iron Fist. He is the immortal Iron Fist. There are other Iron Fists in the past, but he is the Iron Fist. He's had it taken from him before in the comics, and then he fights and eventually gets it back. But he is the Iron Fist. So if they're not going to give it back to him, then I'm not going to be watching the series, because that's not the Iron Fist. I'm happy to see Colleen get it, in that she has the bloodline of the Iron Fist, so I think that's interesting. I also think it's interesting that she has a white knuckle, but she's not the Iron Fist. He is the Iron Fist. She's Colleen Wing, who is a very different character. He is the Iron Fist. So I'm not too happy about that, but they made it enough in the end that they're hinting that I guess he will be the Iron Fist again. But if he's not going to be the Iron Fist, I'm not going to watch the show, because I mean, he's probably one of my favorite characters in Marvel. I really like Danny Rand. I like his character. I mean, he's really married to Misty Knight, but that's beside the point. Colleen Wing, I don't think is really that interesting of a character. They made her more interesting by tying her to what is it, Wu Aoshi, something like that. That's a past Iron Fist. So they made it more interesting that way, but I don't know. So I have mixed feelings. I really loved the series up until episode 8. As soon as Danny Rand suggests to Colleen that she become the Iron Fist, I was like, no, that's not the right way to go. So that yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. Um, but let me know what you think. And did you like her becoming the Iron Fist? Did you like him having the guns? Uh, did you think it was a good plot, a good story? Did you like it better than season one? What do you think is going to happen next? I mean, hopefully Danny will be the Iron Fist again, and that would be amazing. Um, so that's those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time. Peace.